The placebo effect is a fascinating phenomenon. It demonstrates the power of the mind to heal the body. When someone believes they are receiving a powerful treatment, their body can actually heal itself. This is even if the treatment is a sugar pill with no real medicinal value. The placebo effect is not just anecdotal, it's a scientifically proven phenomenon. Studies have shown that placebos can have a measurable impact on a wide range of conditions. This includes pain, depression, and even Parkinson's disease. The implications of the placebo effect are profound. They suggest that our beliefs and expectations have a direct impact on our physical reality. If our minds can heal our bodies, what else are we capable of? Just as positive beliefs can heal, negative beliefs can harm. This is the nocebo effect. When we expect to experience negative side effects, we are more likely to experience them. For example, if someone tells you a certain food will give you a headache, you might actually develop a headache after eating it. This is even if the food itself is harmless. The nocebo effect demonstrates the power of the mind to create illness. When we focus on negative thoughts and expectations, we create a physiological response in the body. This can lead to real, tangible symptoms. Understanding the nocebo effect is crucial. It highlights the importance of cultivating positive thoughts and beliefs as they directly impact our well-being. Our bodies are designed to respond to stress in a very specific way. This response is deeply rooted in our evolutionary history, where encountering a predator or facing a life-threatening situation required immediate action. The stress response is our body's way of preparing us to handle these emergencies effectively. When we perceive a threat, our sympathetic nervous system kicks in. This system is part of our autonomic nervous system, which controls involuntary bodily functions. It's like an internal alarm system that gets activated to protect us. This triggers the release of hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Adrenaline increases our heart rate, elevates our blood pressure, and boosts energy supplies. Cortisol, the primary stress hormone, increases sugars in the bloodstream, enhances your brain's use of glucose, and increases the availability of substances that repair tissues. These hormones prepare our body to fight or flee. This is often referred to as the fight or flight response. It sharpens our senses, quickens our reflexes, and provides the energy needed to either confront the danger or escape from it. In the short term, the stress response is essential for survival. It helps us react swiftly to life-threatening situations. Once the danger has passed, our body is supposed to return to a state of relaxation, allowing our systems to recover and restore balance. However, in the modern world, we are constantly bombarded with stresses. These stresses are not usually life-threatening, but can be persistent and pervasive. Deadlines at work, financial pressures, traffic jams, and even social media notifications can all trigger our stress response. This can keep us locked in a perpetual state of stress. Unlike our ancestors who faced short bursts of intense stress, we often experience low-level stress continuously. This constant activation of the stress response can be exhausting and harmful. This chronic stress becomes a problem because our bodies are not designed for it. Our stress response system is meant to be a short-term solution, not a long-term state of being. When stress becomes chronic, it can lead to a host of health issues. Prolonged exposure to stress hormones can have a detrimental effect on our health. It can lead to cardiovascular problems such as high blood pressure and heart disease. It can also affect our mental health, contributing to anxiety and depression. It can weaken our immune system, disrupt our sleep, and even contribute to chronic diseases. When our immune system is compromised, we become more susceptible to infections and illnesses. Poor sleep quality can further exacerbate stress and health problems. The more we experience stress, the more our bodies become accustomed to it. This can create a vicious cycle where stress becomes our new normal. Our bodies start to expect and even crave the chemical cocktail of stress hormones. We become addicted to the chemical cocktail of stress hormones. Just like any other addiction, this can be hard to break. The constant release of adrenaline and cortisol can create a sense of urgency and alertness that becomes addictive. This keeps us trapped in a vicious cycle of survival mode. Breaking free from this cycle requires conscious effort and lifestyle changes. Techniques such as mindfulness, exercise, and proper time management can help reduce stress and restore balance to our lives. Understanding the addictive nature of stress is the first step towards managing it effectively. Section 4. External stressors, a world that keeps us on edge. We live in a world that seems designed to keep us stressed. Financial worries, job insecurity, and the constant barrage of negative news can all contribute to a state of chronic stress. Every day we are bombarded with information that can make us feel anxious and overwhelmed. From the moment we wake up and check our phones to the time we go to bed, we are exposed to countless stressors that can affect our mental and physical well-being. The hustle and bustle of daily life in crowded cities, the never-ending traffic jams, and the constant stream of negative news on our smartphones can make it feel like there's no escape. We are constantly on edge, always waiting for the next piece of bad news or the next stressful situation to arise. This perpetual state of alertness can be exhausting and can take a serious toll on our health. The media, in particular, often thrives on fear-mongering. News outlets bombard us with stories of violence, disaster, and economic turmoil. They know that fear sells, and they use it to keep us hooked. But this constant exposure to negativity can have serious consequences. It can make us feel like the world is a dangerous and unpredictable place, and it can make it difficult for us to relax and feel safe. News outlets bombard us with stories of violence, disaster, and economic turmoil. While it's important to stay informed, this constant exposure to negativity can take a toll on our mental and physical health. It can lead to feelings of anxiety, depression, and hopelessness. It can also make it difficult for us to focus on the positive aspects of our lives and to find joy in the everyday moments. While it's important to stay informed, we must also be mindful of how much negative news we consume. It's crucial to find a balance and to take breaks from the constant stream of information. We need to give ourselves time to process what we've heard and to focus on the things that bring us joy and peace. This constant exposure to negativity can take a toll on our mental and physical health. It can lead to chronic stress, which can have serious consequences for our overall well-being. Chronic stress can weaken our immune system, making us more susceptible to illness. It can also lead to high blood pressure, heart disease, and other serious health problems. Our jobs can also be a significant source of stress, especially if we feel unfulfilled or overworked. Long hours, demanding bosses, and toxic work environments can all contribute to burnout and chronic stress. Many of us spend the majority of our waking hours at work, and if our work environment is stressful, it can have a major impact on our overall well-being, especially if we feel unfulfilled or overworked. Long hours, demanding bosses, and toxic work environments can all contribute to burnout and chronic stress. It's important to find ways to manage work-related stress and to create a healthy work-life balance. This might mean setting boundaries with our employers, taking regular breaks, and finding time for activities that we enjoy outside of work. And toxic work environments can all contribute to burnout and chronic stress. It's important to recognize the signs of burnout and to take steps to address it. This might mean seeking support from a mental health professional, talking to our employers about our concerns, or making changes to our work environment to reduce stress. These external stressors keep us locked in a state of survival. When we are constantly stressed, our bodies are in a state of fight or flight, which can make it difficult to relax and to feel safe. This can lead to a cycle of stress that is hard to break. It's important to find ways to manage stress and to create a sense of calm and safety in our lives. This makes it difficult to break free from the cycle of stress and experience true well-being. Finding ways to manage stress and to create a sense of calm and safety in our lives is crucial for our overall well-being. This might mean practicing mindfulness, engaging in regular physical activity, spending time in nature, or finding other activities that bring us joy and peace. By taking steps to manage stress, we can improve our mental and physical health and create a more balanced and fulfilling life. Section 5. The genetics of stress. How your environment shapes your health. In this section, we will explore the fascinating interplay between our genetic makeup and the environment we live in. This relationship is more intricate than you might think. You might have heard that certain diseases are genetic. This means that they can be passed down from one generation to the next through our DNA. For example, if your parents or grandparents had a particular illness, you might be more likely to develop it too. While it's true that genes play a role in our health, they are not our destiny. Just because you have a genetic predisposition to a certain condition doesn't mean you will definitely develop it. There are many factors at play, and one of the most significant is our environment. Our environment, including our thoughts and beliefs, can actually influence how our genes are expressed. This means that the way we live our lives can turn certain genes on or off. For instance, practicing mindfulness and meditation can help reduce stress, which in turn can have a positive effect on our genetic expression. This field of study is called epigenetics. Epigenetics looks at how our behaviors and environment can cause changes that affect the way our genes work. Unlike genetic changes, epigenetic changes are reversible and do not change your DNA sequence, but they can change how your body reads a DNA sequence. It has revolutionized our understanding of how our environment, including our thoughts and experiences, can alter our biology. Researchers have found that factors such as diet, stress, and exposure to toxins can all influence epigenetic changes. Chronic stress, in particular, can have a profound impact on our genes. When we are constantly stressed, our bodies produce stress hormones like cortisol. Over time, high levels of these hormones can lead to changes in our genetic expression. It can trigger the expression of genes that predispose us to disease. This means that chronic stress can make us more susceptible to illnesses that we might otherwise have been able to avoid. This includes genes associated with heart disease, cancer, and autoimmune disorders. For example, stress can increase inflammation in the body, which is a common factor in many chronic diseases. Understanding the link between stress and genetics is empowering. It gives us the knowledge we need to make informed choices about our health. By managing stress and making positive lifestyle changes, we can influence our genetic expression for the better. It means that we are not simply victims of our genes. We have the ability to take control of our health and our future. This is a powerful realization that can inspire us to make changes that benefit our well-being. We have the power to influence our genetic destiny through our choices, our thoughts, and our lifestyle. By adopting healthy habits such as regular exercise, a balanced diet, and mindfulness practices, we can create an environment that supports our genetic health. This holistic approach to health emphasizes the importance of both our internal and external environments in shaping our overall well-being.